Hey, what's up, guys? You don't like the way the country's heading and you think you can do a better job as President of the United States? Well, if you don't know how to get started, well, this video is just for you. I'll tell you how to get registered and get on your way to running to be the President of the United States. Now, typically, you might start and look yourself and say, how to run for president. Well, when you see your results, you get your first hit from my DuckDuckGo is a presidential election process from USA.gov. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, what is USA.gov? I'm not very familiar with this one, but if you're somewhat more political savvy, you know that the FEC governs presidential elections. FEC, short for Federal Election Committee. So if you go here, the Federal Election Committee also has their stance on getting candidates to run. And if you go here, you can find that there is a guide. And when you go down here, it says candidates and their authorized committees. An individual running for a seat in Senate or the House of Representatives or for President of the United States becomes a candidate when he or she raises or spends more than $5,000 in contributions or expenditures. That just means if you have more than $5,000, you need to fully register so that they can track you. And now you can see that there's a guide already. This is one of the reasons I get annoyed with government. It seems like there's a duplicate thing going on here. Why does USA.gov have a presidential election process and FEC? Well, regardless, let's just follow the rules on what FEC has to offer and go from here. So they repeat that you have to raise or spend more than $5,000 in contribution. There's some little other legal jargon here, but then you get to the first place where it says first steps. And the first link tells you to get a tax ID and bank account. Now, if you go here, it tells you a bunch of rules, like the account must be a national bank, FDIC, insured institution. And then the first available link you see is that the bank must be listed on the statement of organization. Now, if you're talking about getting a tax ID and bank account, why does it direct you to the first form? Well, for now, just to not get you confused, I would say to skip it and get yourself an EIN number, and then employer identification number. And luckily, they give you a link here or a form here. So if you click on the link, it takes you to this page to apply online by fax. I mean, people still use fax, by mail or by telephone. I'd recommend doing it online, but here's the funny thing. When you click on it, an online form only operates from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Why? I don't know. But you also have the option to complete a form, and I have an example here because when you do it online, it's pretty much creating a form yourself. And the form looks something like this. Where did that form go? Did I overwrite it? Let's go back here. Let's pull this form here. Here we go. That's where it is. So here's an SSS form. So I've kind of pre-filled some information here just for ease. But really the only thing you need here is some of the obvious information. Legal name of entity. So you'll notice a lot of candidates have something for president. So this is where you would just put your first name, last name for president and fill that there. And then you put your mailing, city, state, zip code, and everything else here. Responsible party is you. So we'll assume you don't have a big political committee or a bunch of handlers and you're trying to run on your own. So you put your name here first. And then here's the tricky parts you don't really see in the other forms and guides is for 9A, you want to make sure you click nonprofit and section 527 organization. Same here, when you say reason for applying, you click other, 527 organization. Closing month of accounting year, just make it simple and pick this 12 for December. For area 16, put political campaign, 17 political campaign, your name, your phone number, and then you sign it and date it. Now, after you submit the form either online or by mail, or God forbid, by fax or phone, you will receive something back. So here's one that I filled out a couple months ago, and you'll get this in the mail and digitally in your email, and tells you your EIN number, etc. So this is how you have a form, and now you have an EIN number, which is the key item to get done at this step. Now, before you go further, there's two things I would caveat with. Since a lot of this information is public once you register, I'd recommend two other things you do. Number one, get a new email account that's not your personal. I have Proton Mail, now under proton.me. It's a pretty cool service, and I'd recommend it over Gmail or Hotmail, just something new to try, and you're on your way. Well, I think I'll stop there. So now you've signed up got your EIN number, and when you get it, then we can move forward, and I can show you how to work on getting a bank account and doing the other forms as you see here. Jumped ahead. There's additional forms, so Form 1, and there's later something called a Form 2. So this is where you designate a statement of organization as Form 1 and Form 2 when you actually have your committee assigned. So stay tuned for the next one, where I'll go through the steps so you can get closer to starting your campaign to run for president. Thanks.